What's going on, Guardians? Sly here, and thanks for checking out another Sly Nation Destiny video. So, hope everyone's weekend was effing awesome, and if you haven't caught up on all of the latest Destiny 2 news, I put out 3 latest news video with all of the, well, latest Destiny 2 news. It pretty much sums up everything that was spilled at E3, including what was said in various interviews on and off camera. There's some pretty good stuff in there, so check that out in the description box below if you wish to do so. But in any case, guys, we are back to the old grind. It's Tuesday, and with it, the Destiny reset. So sit back, chillax, and let's see what Destiny has to offer us this week. Y'all ready? It's Tuesday, June 20th, and this is your Destiny Age of Triumph weekly reset guide. So once again, thank you all for your continued support and for helping me keep this channel alive and afloat. It means the world to me. Hopefully with Destiny 2 right around the corner, we can get back into the thousands again and buff up my viewer base just a little bit more. If we can do that, then it'll make it way easier to get into PAX and E3 next year. So fingers crossed, and let's see what we can do. Oh, and as you might have guessed, I got a brand new microphone, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better and a little more, I wouldn't say professional, but easier on the ears, I guess would be a better term. Alright guys, so as usual, we're going to start up here in orbit and check out everything in the playlist. So, as like normal, we're going to check out the Crucible first. So, for our weekly playlist, this week we have Mayhem Clash. Embrace the chaos. It is 6v6 team deathmatch, and of course, Mayhem style, so that's always fun. And also, this is where you get your Treasure of Ages. So for our regular playlists that swap out, and by the way, if you're having trouble on the record or the Age of Triumph book, it's maddening that, something like Rumble is holding people back because, there's no Rumble match anymore. You just can't click on the Crucible and go to Rumble. Private matches doesn't work. You have to wait for one of these 5 to change to Rumble. And so that is holding myself as well as my clan back. All right, anyways, for the bottom 5, we have Control. After that is Supremacy. In the middle, Elimination, of course, but it'll change over to Trials come Friday. Then we have Salvage, and finally, Rumble. So that's why I mentioned it. I saw that sword chilling there. If you guys need something in the book done, remember, you just can't go to, Crucible and just select a playlist anymore. You have to wait for them to rotate through. So if you need something specific, make sure you get it done while it's here, because you never know when it'll be back. And of course, down here at the bottom, we have private matches, which, by the way, will not be returning at Destiny 2 launch. That was also part of my latest news video. Alright guys, so next up, let's take a look at the Nightfall, see what's going on over there, and hopefully we can see who we're going to take down. So first up, we have Void Burn. Void damage from any source is greatly increased. There's no epic, no heroic, nothing like that. Alright, anyway, after that, Brawler, Guardian melee damage is greatly increased. Then we have Fresh Troops. Enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. Then Airborne, players deal more damage while in the air. And finally, Daybreak, the darkness grows stronger, and so do you. Form a fire team of 3 and unleash your light with greatly increased ability recharge. So that is definitely pretty awesome. Alright, so the biggest ones here to take note of, definitely Void Burn, definitely Daybreak, and Airborne. So remember, if you have Angel of Light or something like the Imperium Bellicose, make sure you slap that on, because you will do a ton of damage, especially with these new Void primaries. It's going to be a great thing to use. Alright, well, let's take a dive in and see who we're taking out this week.
The Taken King is dead, yet still his armies writhe and claw at our worlds. Even as you led the assault on the Dreadnought, a powerful Taken war beast fled for the safety of the shrine to Oryx. The would-be Prince Malok works to perfect a dark sorcery. He must be destroyed.
It's the Malik Strike, and this is going to be a beast on Void Burn. So make sure you get ready, and if you can, find something that has your more armor when using a Void-based subclass, because you are definitely going to need it. Alright, so next up, let's take out this week's Heroic Strikes, and hopefully we'll have something fun there as well. Alright, so let's take a peek, and first up we have Heroic. Enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. Following that, Solar Burn, solar damage from any source is greatly increased. Then we have Specialist, special weapon damage is favored. And then finally Juggler, no ammo drops for your equipped weapon. So Icebreaker all the way. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at this week's story mission playlist and see what we're going to be facing this week as well. And it is Dark Champions. For its modifiers, we have Heroic, Brawler, melee damage is increased, and then we have Match Game, enemy shields are resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. Alright, so that only leaves the raid left, and this week's featured raid is Crota. We're back to the beginning, guys. So that means we have the Death Singer Challenge and the Crota Challenge. So remember, if you're still trying to get the 2-minute challenge done at the Death Singers part, this is your only time to do it. You're going to have to wait an entire month to see it again. So just putting that out there. Alright, Guardian, so that wraps up everything to do with the weekly playlist. Next stop, The Reef. We'll check out Lady Petra and then, of course, Varix. And then we'll keep on going from there. Alright guys, welcome to The Reef, and as always our first stop is to go see Mrs. Petra over here, and then we'll check out Varix and his bounties as well. So first up, we're going to take a look at her bounties, and of course, hopefully they'll be halfway decent and something different, but you know, they never are. So first up, take the Wanted, show Horror of Oryx, Mars or Venus. After that, we have take them out Cosmodrome, kill taken lieutenants in the Cosmodrome, you need to kill 12 of those bad boys. After that, take them all, kill 100 taken. For the halfway newer ones, we have Queen's Ambassador, complete 3 strikes in any strike playlist. Then we have Queen's Sovereignty, defeat 50 Fallen in any strike playlist. And the last one here is Queen's Fury, get 30 solar kills on the Dreadnought. Alright, Mrs. Petra, thank you very so much. And next up, let's take a look at Varix. And as always, I will grab his bag of goodies because I needs them. I needs them. Nothing good. Oh well. Alright guys, well first up let's take a look at the bounties and then we'll do the Challenge of Elders entry. And first up we have Shadow Boxer. Use Void abilities to kill enemies in level 41 PoE or the Challenge of Elders. After that, Shock Trooper. Use Arc abilities to do the same thing. And then the last one here is Firefighter. Use Solar abilities to kill enemies in level 41 PoE or the Challenge of Elders. So all of these are basically the same thing. Void, Arc, Solar. And for the Challenge of Elders entry, the super secret modifier this week is melee kill bonus. Melee kills are worth more points. Alright, well that wraps up everything here at the Reef. Next stop, let's go check out Shiro and Granny G on the hill over at the Iron Temple. Alright everybody, welcome to Fellwinter Peak. And our first stop, we'll be checking out Shiro. We're going to take a look at his bounties and then class items. And after that, we'll go up there on the hill and check out Granny G. Alright, so, Shiro, my boy, what is going on? Let's look at them bounties. So, hopefully they won't all be Archon's Forge stuff, but we will see. So, first up we have Pull the Plug, kill Fallen Majors and Ultras. After that, Stay Down, defeat Fallen, and then Archon's Forge, yes, I knew it, Archon's Forge Dregs, get 4 Dreg victories in the Forge, and the final one here is Archon's Forge Captains, get 4 Captain victories in the Archon's Forge. Alright, as for class items, first up we have Mantle of Galeon coming in at 34 Intellect Discipline, which is not too bad. It's not a, a max roll, but it is a tier 12 capable roll. After that, Silimar's Iron Sash coming in at 32-35 Intellect Strength, and then the last one here is Scory's Iron Bond, 34-33 Intellect Discipline. Alright, Shiro, thank you, brah. Let's go up here to Granny G. Oh, there you go, buddy. Just for you. Just for you. Alright, so let's see what she's got up here. Hopefully she'll have a max roll something so I can finish my collection. Alright, Tyra, what's up, girl? Give me some of that good.
What is your hunt?
Alright, so first up for artifacts, we have Memory of Yolder coming in at 74-80 Intellect Strength. After that, Memory of Silimar, 100 Discipline. And the last one here is Scory, 75-92 Intellect Discipline. Alright guys, well that wraps up Fellwinter Peak. Next up, let's go check out the tower and all of its treasures. Alright Guardians, welcome to the tower. And as always, we're going to check out all of the vendors first, see who's taken what in terms of reputation. And then we'll go over all of the bounties for everybody. And then of course, see what kind of weapons we can buy this week to see if we can kick some AS in the Crucible. Alright guys, so first let's check over New Monarchy and see what's going on over here. So, Mr. Hideo this week is accepting Wormspore for reputation. So if you have any extra warm spore, you know where to dump it off at. Alright, so for weapons, first up, let's take a look at the Assembly 2. Starts off for sights, we have Red Dot ORA, Steady Hand is, and then OEG Rifle Scope. After that, Extended Mag, which is great, Quick Draw, Small Bore, Rodeo, also good, and Hidden Hand. All in all, not too bad, guys. It'd be better if this, Hidden Hand was like perfect balance, or this here was hand laid stock, but all in all, not too bad at all, especially with an Extended Mag, which is great for when you miss a couple of shots with these bullet hoses. So, even though the stability is pretty bad, hopefully Rodeo would take care of some of that. But, yeah, all in all, not too bad, but is it worth spending your money on? Probably not. Alright, next up, let's take a look at the Free Willy 3. As for sights, Steady Hand is, Sure Shot is, and then Quick Draw. After that, we have high caliber rounds, Quick Draw again, Small Bore, Third Eye, and Rangefinder. Not bad, but this type of hand cannon isn't quite as good as its other counterpart, like the Palindrome or the Hawk Moon. Alright, next for the sidearm, let's take a look at the Impeacher 5. As for sights, we have True Sight is, Fast Draw is, and then Quick Draw. After that, Flared Magwell, Quick Draw, Fitted Stock, Cascade, and then Rangefinder. Rangefinder and Fitted Stock is stuff that you want on a sidearm. Trying to get that range out there and keep the kick down as low as possible so you can get those headshots. This has it both. However, this is the wrong archetype, at least in my opinion. I prefer the ones that shoot a little bit slower but have more impact. This one's rate of fire is, to the max with, very little impact. So it's all up to the user, but this one really isn't my favorite one to use. Next up, we're taking a look at the Bad Council 4, and for barrel upgrades, we have Linear Compensator, Accurized Ballistics, and then Aggressive Ballistics. After that is Hand Loaded, Extended Range, which is great, Quick Draw, Hammer Forged, more range, which is good, Knee Pads, and Crowd Control, bonus damage after a kill. All in all, this isn't too bad of a shotgun, guys. It gets your range up there a lot, and it has knee pads and extra damage with crowd control. Of course, if it had rangefinder, that would be, ultimately the best way to go, but it does not. All in all, though, it's still not a bad shotgun. Alright, so moving along here, what is next? We got the Sniper Rifle, the Deposition 7. As for sights, we have Wild Hawk, Ambush, and then Eagle Eye. After that is Armor-Piercing Rounds, Snapshot, which is great, Hammer Forged, Triple Tap, and Unflinching, which is also pretty good. All in all, this isn't too bad. I just wish it had some stability upgrades, which, Ambush does give it some stability, but nothing fantastic. Just a little more, just, one perk would be great. But all in all, it's not that terrible. Okay, so moving this beast along here, the last one for New Monarchy is the First Citizen 9. For barrels, we have Aggressive Ballistics, Linear Compensator, and then Field Choke. After that, Extended Mag, which is always good, Quick Draw, Hammer Forged, Army of One, and then Hidden Hand. This one really isn't my favorite because of the rate of fire. It's just, it sprays everywhere. And as you can tell by the stability, this thing really is kind of unruly. So, while it does have an assload of bullets, especially with Extended Mag, you're going to need it because you're going to spray all over the place. It's fun, but not my idea of a great LMG. Alright, well that's everything for New Monarchy. Next, let's head over to the aircraft hangar, see what's going on over there with the Vanguard, Dead Orbit, and then of course Future War Cult. Alright, so we're here, and hopefully I will wake up sometime this morning. Man, I've had to redo like, I don't know, like 10 or 12 retakes on some of these parts of the video, man. I just can't seem to get my words to come out in the way that I want them. Alright, so Dead Orbit is up first, so let's take a look. We'll go over the reputation, then the guns. So come on, load, buddy. There he is. Alright, so for reputation, he's accepting Wormspore as well. So again, if you have a bunch of Wormspore to dump, you can go here rather than New Monarchy. Alright, so for weapons, first up, let's start off with the auto rifle, the Extremophile. For sights, we have Red Dot ORA, Steady Hand is, which is great, and OEG. After that, high caliber rounds, lightweight, small bore, rodeo, which is good, and then rangefinder. All in all, not too bad. It's a hard choice though between small bore and rodeo. Huh. Now, if they had something with just a little more stability, that's what I would go for, 100%. But this thing has, pretty decent stability already. Add that with rangefinder, and you have yourself a pretty decent roll here, guys. Especially with rodeo, That already helps you out some more. And then you get lightweight on there, or even high caliber rounds. Yeah, this has some pretty good options on it. And it comes with steady hand is. So yeah, not a bad roll at all this week. Okay, so next up, what are we taking a look at? It is the Scout Rifle, the Keystone. For sights, we have Red Dot ORA, Focus Lens FLA5, and then OEG Rifle Scope. After that, explosive rounds, lightweight, small bore, outlaw, and then crowd control. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at the Fusion Rifle, which I believe is the world's to come. Yes, it is. So, for sights, we start off with Reflex, after that, Red Dot ORA, and then finally OEG. For perks, we have Accelerated Coils, which is not too bad for this type, Lightweight, Hammer Forge, which is great, Knee Pads, and then Rangefinder. Ooh, this is a good one, guys. Extra range with Hammer Forge, and you get extra accuracy, so that's always fantastic with a Fusion Rifle, on top of Rangefinder and Accelerated Coils, which isn't too bad, but I might leave them off and go with Lightweight, because that means you could guarantee yourself a one-shot kill. Sometimes if you take away too much impact, you know, you can leave like a sliver of health left on enemies, even when you're in close range. Like for instance, the one that comes in the Fusion Rifle from the Crota raid, that thing is absolute garbage in the Crucible. You could get someone right in the face and they'll still walk away from it. This one, however, is a different story. It's got some pretty good rolls on it. This has got everything you need to be one awesome Fusion Rifle, guys. So if you need one, you definitely should pick this one up. Alright, so moving on to the last ditch, the beautiful shotgun that got me through pretty much all of this game for this DLC. First up, Smooth Ballistics, after that a CQB Ballistics, and then Soft Ballistics. Following that, Flared Magwell, Snapshot, which is good, Hammer Forged, also great, Knee Pads, sweet, and oh, Rangefinder with Hammer Forge, guys. This is and Snapshot? What? This, my friends, it doesn't get much more of a god roll than this right here. Snapshot is awesome because you can aim incredibly fast. That makes sure that you proc Rangefinder. So that's awesome. Add some extra accuracy and range on top of that. Whew. This is good, guys. This is probably the best shotgun I've seen in a long time. So even though shotguns aren't quite the beast they used to be, they're still pretty awesome in Crucible. So if you need a good shotgun, this is definitely it. I highly recommend that one. Alright, so next up, let's take a look at the Sniper Rifle, which is the Bitter Edge 010. For sights, we have Sight Sys, Short Gaze, which is the better one out there, and then Tac Sys. For perks, we have Armor Piercing Rounds, Snapshot again, which is great, Perfect Balance, also good, Clown Cartridge, which isn't too bad, and then Firefly. So, not too bad. It could be a little bit better, but overall, a decent sniper rifle. Alright, and finally, the last one on the list here is the Unto Dust. Let's take a look at this bad boy. So for barrel upgrades, Aggressive Launch, Smart Drift Control, and then Hard Launch. Following that, Field Scout, Lightweight, Heavy Payload, or Third Eye, and then Tracking. Alright guys, well, that is it for Dead Orbit. Next, let's take a look at the Vanguard and see if he can top that Fusion Rifle or that Shotgun, which I believe is not going to happen because it doesn't get much better than those. Alright, so Roni, what you got for me? First up, the Continental. And this archetype of ARs is doing pretty good in the Crucible. Not, nowhere near as good, at least in my opinion, as a Bullet Hose archetype, because those things are just destroying. If you still have a good old Doctrine of Passing or a really good Soul Stealer's Claw, just take it out and give it a whirl. Stick with it for a bit so you can get used to it, but it is destroying. I didn't realize how well they were actually doing in the Crucible until just a couple of weeks ago when I pulled it out and wiped the dust off the out of the vault. Alright, so for sights, we have MD Reflex, Sure Shot Is, OEG Rifle Scope. After that, Focused Fire. This is like the third week in a row this thing's had Focused Fire, I think. After that, Eye of the Storm, Small Bore, or Rifle Barrel, which isn't too bad. And then a Third Eye. All in all, not too bad, guys. If you can get Eye of the Storm just to get rid of Focused Fire, then add Rifle Barrel with Third Eye, that's not bad at all. Alright, so moving this beast along here, let's take a look at the Parthian Shot, which also is pretty annoying if you have somebody who's pretty good with it. It comes with Red Dot, ORA2, Quick Draw Is, and then OEG. After that, it's Outlaw, Partial Refund, braced frame, lightweight, and then head seeker. Moving on to Angel's Advocate, we have MD Reflex, Focus Lens FLA5, and then OEG Rifle Scope. After that, Zen Moment, Last Resort, Perfect Balance, High Caliber Rounds, and Return to Sender. How Dare You is up next, and it comes with Steady Hand is, which is good, Sure Shot is, and then Quick Draw. After that, Mulligan, great, Icarus, Reinforced Barrel, Casket Mag, and Hidden Hand. This is pretty good, guys. Mulligan, Reinforced Barrel, and Hidden Hand. It's not the greatest because of its archetype. You know, it's the one that, you know, shoots a little faster than, say, the Palindrome. But overall, not a bad roll. Next up, we have the X Asterisk, MD Reflex, Red Dot ORA, and OEG. After that, Unflinching, Life Support, Perfect Balance, Enhanced Battery, which is good, and then Hidden Hand. All in all, not bad, but as you can tell by the archetype, this is definitely not one you want to use. So, Teacup Tempest is up next. True Sight is, Sure Shot is, and then Quick Draw. After that is Zen Moment, which is good, Cascade, Snapshot, Casket Mag, and Hot Swap. And Hot Swap really isn't that bad of a perk to have on a sidearm, because you're always pulling that out at the last second, you know, and try to defend yourself. Unless you're one of those guys that just, you know, trolls with the sidearm. But I always use it as, like, you know, instead of having to reload, I just pull out a sidearm. So that really helps you out, believe it or not. All in all, not a bad roll with Snapshot and Zen Moment. You could go with little extra bullets, but I prefer to stick with more stability and quicker aiming. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at the Occam's Razor Shotgun. And for barrels, Smart Drift Control, Field Choke, and then Soft Ballistics. Field Choke gives you the most range, nothing that great though. Performance bonus, Battle Runner, which isn't that bad. Reinforced Barrel, a little more range. Flared Magwell, and Rangefinder. Well, it's trying to impress. The problem is the archetype. That one is just, it's just not that great. It never comes with a lot of range, although it is fun to use a fast rate of fire shotgun at times. I mean, like this one right here, if you had it in Void, would be great for last week's Nightfall with all those Praetorians. It destroyed. Alright, 7 Cents is up next. For sights, we have Hawkeye, Longview, and then Taxis. After that, Underdog, Mulligan, Armor-Piercing Rounds, Perfect Balance, and then Unflinching. Not bad, but I prefer a little more impact. Alright, and getting into the heavies, we start with the Bone Crusher. We have Accurized Ballistics, Smooth Ballistics, and then Field Choke. Eye of the Storm, Hipfire, Small Bore, Quick Draw, and Crowd Control. And finally, we get to the rocket launcher over here at the Vanguard. It is disassembly required. We have Aggressive Launch, Linear Compensator, Countermass, Vacuum, Army of One, Quick Draw, Field Scout, and then Cluster Bombs. While not too bad, it's definitely not one I would waste any of my coinage on. Alright, Rony, thank you so much, my man. Next, let's take a look at Future War Cult and see what she's got. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a decent Wormwood. Or the Whale. We'll see. Alright, so first up, let's take a look at Reputation turn in, and she'll load. It is Wormspore also. So I guess if you have a bunch of Wormspore, man, you can just shoot your rank up for everyone. But in terms of weapons, let's start off with the Whale. And for sights, we have Steady Hand is, Sure Shot is, and Quick Draw. After that, Explosive Rounds, Lightweight, Hammer Forged, Outlaw, and Rangefinder. Ooh, this is a good one, guys. I definitely likey. Explosive Rounds, meh, whatever, it's not too bad. Hammer Forged, more accuracy, and improved range. That always is a great perk. And then, of course, Rangefinder. So it helps you. I don't know if it's going to break past the drop-off that they put there for all hand cannons, but it can never hurt to have a lot of range. All right, next up, probably one of my favorite pulse rifles, this DLC, the Waltz. We have MD Reflex, Steady Hand is, and then OEG. After that, High Caliber Rounds, Lightweight, Small Bore, Feeding Frenzy, and then Head Seeker. Alright, moving along, what's next? The Fusion Rifle. Let's see if the weighting will match up. Alright, so for sights, we have Reflex, Red Dot ORA2, and then OEG. After that, Enhanced Battery, Snapshot, Perfect Balance, or Performance Bonus, and then Hidden Hand. Not too bad, but I still think Dead Orbit wins for that one. And what is next? The Wounded. So for sights, MD Reflex, Range Lens RLS3, and then Reflex. Oh, MD Reflex and then Reflex. Okay. All right, so for perks, Armor Piercing Rounds, Quick Draw, Perfect Balance, Unflinching, and Firefly. Pretty good PvE weapon. And moving towards the end of the list here, we have the Wormwood, which is everyone's favorite, of course. Steady Hand is, Sure Shot, and then Quick Draw, followed by Armor Piercing Rounds, Snapshot, Hand Loaded, Army of One, and Hidden Hand. This is also not a bad roll, guys. Not quite as good as the one we've seen before, but not too bad either way. All right, and the last weapon here for this week is the Warpath, and probably one of my favorite rocket launchers in PvP. Comes with Confined Launch, Linear Compensator, Counter Mass, Field Scout, Snapshot, Heavy Payload, Battle Runner, and then Cluster Bombs. All right, well, that takes care of everything over on this side. Next, let's head over into the Hall of the Vanguards. We will take a look at Zavala's bounties as well as Shax's, and then take a look at the final selection of weapons. And that'll be it for this week, guys. So let's hop on over. All right, welcome to the Hall of the Vanguard, my friends. First up, let's take a look at Zavala and his bounties. By the way, I know it's Zavala, don't worry. And then after that, we'll take a look at Shax and the robot. So first up, we have a Strike Elite. Earn gold, silver, or bronze tier achieved medals. After that, Sunrise. Earn a gold tier achieved medal in the Nightfall before time expires. And then the last one here is Merciless. Get 9 rapid enemy kills to earn a Rampage medal in Siva Crisis Strikes. You need 3 primary medals, 2 secondaries, and then a heavy medal. I will grab that. Alright, so next up, let's take a look at Shax and see what kind of Crucible Bounties he has for this week. And hopefully they will match up what we see in the playlist. A Hunt for Glory. Exercise your skills in the Supremacy match type. 7 matches complete, 50 primary kills, 30 kill credits, and then 20 crests denied. After that, Taking Control. Exercise your skills in the Control match type. 7 matches complete, 30 advantage kills, 15 captures, and of course, 1 beeline. Alright guys, well that brings us to the last thing to take a look at, and that is our Site 99 and the Crucible weapons. And first up, we have the 0 Day Dilemma. For sights, MD Reflex, Quick Draw is, and then OEG. After that, Focus Fire, Close and or Personal, Small Bore, Appended Magazine, and Persistence. While it's not bad if you want to use Focus Fire on a hard-hitting auto rifle like this one, just grab the Suros. Alright, moving along here, we have the B29 Party Favor, Reflex, Steady Hand, and OEG Rifle Scope. After that is Outlaw, Feeding Frenzy, Small Bore, Rifled Barrel, and Head Seeker. Not bad, guys, with all that extra range and Head Seeker with Outlaw. Not too shabby indeed. Alright, so moving along, we have the Scout Rifle, the Hero Formula, which is actually a pretty decent one. We have Red Dot ORA, Range Lens RLS3, and then Reflex. Following that, Rodeo, which is great. Who's Next? Perfect Balance, also good. Explosive Rounds, and then Reactive Reload. Not too bad. I'd rather see Spray and Play personally, but that's alright. Alright, so everyone's beastly favorite, the Palindrome, is here next. We have Steady Hand, Sure Shot, and then Quick Draw. For perks, Hot Swap, Last Resort, Reinforced Barrel, look at that range, High Caliber Rounds, and then Reactive Reload for this one as well. Not too bad. A lot of range, so if you're looking for a high range Palindrome, you definitely got it this week. But in terms of the rest of the perks, nothing really to hit at home besides Reactive Reload. And even then, it's not all that great. Alright, so finally, the Fusion Rifle. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I just bought a Fusion Rifle. So for sights, we have Reflex, Red Dot ORA, and then OEG. After that, Knee Pads, Life Support, Braced Frame, Rifled Barrel, and then Hot Swap. And it's terrible. I just bought a terrible Fusion Rifle. See, that's what I get. Alright, so last shotgun for the week, the 44 Curtain Call. Let's see if it can top the Dead Orbit. Linear Compensator, CQB Ballistics, Soft Ballistics. After that, it's Replenish, Knee Pads. A lot of knee pads this week. Rifled Barrel, some pretty good range. Lightweight, and then, full auto. It's, no, it's still not as beastly as the other one, but full auto with a lot of range is still a pretty fun shotgun. With knee pads, no doubt, so, I'd give it second for the week. That's for sure. All right, so Anton's Rule is up next. Sights, we have Steady Hand, Fast Draw, Quick Draw. After that, it's Zen Moment, which is good. Crowd Control, also pretty decent. Hand Loaded, Lightweight, and Hot Swap. I don't know what to feel about this one. It's got a lot of decent stability perks, but yet if you want more damage, you got to give it a stability. So I'm never a fan of that. Hand Loaded, Hot Swap, but it's a wrong archetype, so I no need to even think about it. All right, after that, let's take a look at this sniper rifle, the Event Horizon, which is one of my favorites this year. Hawkeye SLR 15, ViewTac SLH 20, and then Eagle Eye. After that, we have Triple Tap, Spray and Play, Armor Piercing Rounds, Snapshot, and then Unflinching. Ooh, this is a good one, guys. However, two things. It's missing a decent sight, and it's also missing some stability. So while it seems good up front, it's overall, I don't know if it'd be worth buying. So moving on to the heavies, we have the Chaotic Neutral, Aggressive Ballistics, Linear Compensator, Soft Ballistics, followed by Unflinching, Hip Fire, Perfect Balance, Armor Piercing Rounds, and then Persistence. That's not too bad, but I need some more stability. All right, and finally we have Something Wicked. For barrel upgrades, we have Aggressive Launch, Smart Drift Control, and then Hard Launch. After that, Vacuum, Life Support, Perfect Balance, Field Scout, and then Cluster Bombs. Nah, it's not really worth it. Great blast radius, but something I would definitely pass on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. That does it for this week's Weekly Reset Guide. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and for your constant support of my channel, Sly Nation. As always, feel free to hit me up on Twitter or even Facebook, Sly Nation Gaming. It's the best place to stay in touch with everything going on with Destiny, Destiny 2, of course, the new game Anthem, and new uploads coming out of my channel. Until next time, guys, this is your boy Sly. Keep an eye out for more videos coming out of my channel here very, very soon. But until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll see you all next time.